but I have it to give out to those folks who weren't able to stick around, and we're just going to go ahead and get started. I am Deborah Cole. Let me move my slides a little bit forward. I am, like I said, coming to you live from Chicago. I'm the managing director for our program. I've been with the program since January 4th, 2012. And I love getting to work with our students and their employers as we figure out a great way to impact the companies around us and really speak into the lives and the journeys of our students. Our staff also includes Mary Bowen, who has been with the MAB program for 16 years now. She earned her master's degree in 2013 from the University of Denver, and her job description was enhanced just a couple of years ago. So she now has oversight for all of the marketing, both for the MAB program as well as our Department of Ag Econ. Sarah Tortella joined us most recently about a year ago, coming to us from a career in recruiting with Caterpillar and then also with the U.S. military prior to that. And our program director is Dr. Alan Featherstone. He launched the program in 2000 and has been with us as director since its inception. So here's a little bit about where we're going to go today. And as I mentioned, thank you so much for sticking with us. We'll be about 20 minutes in information that I'll share, and then I'll take some time for questions at the end. We'll be spending some time talking about the coursework in the program, the prerequisites that you need, our application process, as well as paying for the program. And we can also talk about transferring coursework if that's of interest for you. And then at the very end, I'll be sharing some information about questions that we'd really hope that you consider as you think through what program is the right fit for you and as you consider your next steps. So this is a picture of our very first MAB cohort, graduated in the year 2000. This is the 1997 entry cohort. We responded to a challenge by the Kansas Board of Regents to provide some additional talent training in food, agriculture, and animal health across the state of Kansas, particularly in our rural communities. So this is the first group that stepped up to work with us through that challenge. And over the last 25 years, more than 500 students have participated in the program, and the demand quickly exceeded our expectations because of the skills that the students gained. So we quickly reached domestically outside of the state of Kansas and then also internationally as the years progressed. We were the first distance degree program in the country that was focused on business and economics involved in managing companies in production agriculture, food, and animal health. We are not an MBA. We are also not an MS in agricultural economics. What we are is a professional degree program truly aimed at training talent in one of the most rapidly changing industries around. So our students come to us from a variety of different backgrounds. Some have scientific backgrounds and are looking to learn some of the business and management skills they need, particularly on the R&D side. Some of our students come to us grounded in production agriculture, but need more of a business background to make a positive impact on their companies and the businesses and operations that they're working with. Still others come to us with an advanced degree, either a DVM or a PhD, but they realize that they need to brush up on their business and computer skills to truly be leading in their companies effectively. And still others come to us with a solid business training, but are not maybe familiar with the supply chains or networks involved in working with the industries in our sectors and want to do business specifically in our target industries. Our students here hail from more than 40 states. And as we've polled the more than 500 students who've participated in the program, one of the things that they tell us is most important about the program on the academic side of the equation is that the students be vertically aligned and integrated. In any of our cohorts, you can find students who represent a variety of ages, relationships to their companies from all over the globe. We've had students from more than 35 different countries participate in the program. Ooh, moving a little quickly there. So as an overview, we're a 2.5-year program consisting of 42 credit hours, and we are thesis bearing. So I will talk about that in depth here in just a minute, but we do have a thesis that is required. And then we have 2 on-campus sessions that are involved with our program. All of our students are working full-time in industry somewhere, either in production or industry itself. And our program is delivered executive style to our students. Our faculty really perfected the use of internet delivery of classes, even prior to the pandemic. But we've also provided additional tools to help our students be successful. So all your course materials will be delivered to you in a binder, very similar to the ones that are pictured here in one of our alumni offices. You'll also get a USB drive with all of the information that you'll need to complete the courses, the assignments, the syllabus, copies of any thing that you might want to print out. We'll also give you PDF versions of all the readings if we have extra readings outside of the textbooks. You'll also find all of those things posted in our LMS online within our learning management system. We provide podcasts of all the pre-recorded lectures, and each of our classes has a live recitation session with the faculty members once a week. So if you're taking finance, you'll log in for the finance recitation session once a week. If you're traveling and are not able to make that recitation session, what we would encourage you to do is submit any questions or concerns that you have before the session launches, and then log in later to hear the recording and the faculty member addressing your concerns and your questions within that session. And then again, I did mention that our on-campus sessions are one of the things that we have, and we know that that's what sets us apart from the typical off-the-shelf MBA program. The campus session you will be a part of is dictated by the cohort that you choose to join. So we have two different cohorts you can participate with. Our Heritage cohort meets in January and March at our Manhattan campus every year. And then our Animal Health cohort meets in August and October at our beautiful Olathe campus each year. During those campus sessions, we'll provide orientation to the MAB program and to graduate studies at K-State. You'll also meet the cohort of students with whom you will go through the program, and you'll learn the learning management system. You will kick off coursework and meet the faculty that you'll be working with throughout the duration of the program. You'll have an opportunity to hear from leaders in agriculture, food, animal health, including some of our really successful alumni in the program. And most importantly, probably you will meet and break bread with the cohort of students with whom you'll journey through your coursework. Our students and alumni tell us that this network of professionals truly benefits their careers long after they finish. We've run into a number of students here at IFT this week who are now alumni and who are current students, and just getting to see folks interact with one another and hear about the relationships that have been built across the cohort and across the program in general. We know this is truly what sets our program head and shoulders apart from any of the off-the-shelf programs that you can choose. So if you choose to do our Heritage program, you'll start with us in coursework in January, and you'll do the on-campus session the second week of January. You'll do the coursework throughout the rest of the spring semester, and in March, you'll come back, wrap up, take finals, do those types of activities, and then you'll continue to take coursework. You can kind of see the layout for that throughout the rest of the calendar year. Some of the courses that you'll participate in will be in logistics and supply chain management, finance, managerial economics, optimization, and a risk management class in year one of the program in the Heritage group. For the animal health cohort, you can see that year one looks very, very similar, except for you start in August of the year. So we have that cohort just getting ready to come up in just a couple of weeks. And then you would come back for a week in October, again, to our Olathe campus. And then in year two, your coursework looks just a little bit different, either in the Heritage cohort or the animal health cohort. In year two, you'll take coursework in econometrics, personal and team management, marketing, international trade and policy, and you'll do a deeper dive into some of the statistical courses that will help you forecast business, as well as a strategy course, which really will set you up well for our thesis. So as I mentioned, we are a thesis-bearing program. It's a little bit different than a capstone program or a case study-driven program. We really try to differentiate with this thesis, which provides you a bigger opportunity, a more comprehensive opportunity to apply the skills that you've learned to the program to develop real-world solutions to a problem that your company or your firm or organization is facing. Your thesis program might be a business plan to launch your own entrepreneurial endeavor, or it could be something looking maybe at a supply chain issue, logistics issue that your company is facing. A recent thesis that did just that saved that company over $100,000 a month. After just a couple tweaks to the supply chain were made based on some analysis done with our tools that we've taught our students, and then implemented within that company. So you can see it really has some true real world applications and ROI for the companies that we work with. We do have a track record of working really well with companies and organizations to maintain confidentiality of company data. All of our faculty, as well as myself, work well in the NDA frame, and have done that for many years. What this does is allow you to do, again, real world research, bring company data into the project, allow you to analyze real issues that are occurring from a privacy lens, and allows our faculty to kind of weigh in on that process in a unique way. So what do you need to complete the program? As far as admissions is concerned, you do need a bachelor's degree, so 4-year degree, professional work experience of 2 or more years, computer literacy, and undergraduate coursework in accounting, statistics, and micro or macro or agricultural economics. What you probably didn't see listed there was a GRE or a GMAT requirement. The truth of those standardized tests is that they are really not a good indicator of how students are going to do once they've been out in a professional setting for 2 years. So we've worked real hard to manage and limit the number of hoops you're going to have to jump through as a student. This is the very first one we'll move out of the way for you. We have never required the GRE or GMAT, and we never will. One of my favorite tools that our students use is our program booklet. If you haven't requested a paper copy, you can do that through our website, and I'll show you where to go to do that in just a minute. In the very back of that booklet is a checklist of all the material that you need to have in place to do your application, whether you're a domestic applicant or an international applicant. But to kind of pare it down just a little bit, what you will need are 3 letters of reference and a letter of support from your supervisor. Life hack for the MAB program: if you have your supervisor write your letter of support in a way that indicates that not only does the company understand that you'll need to be doing the campus sessions, but that they think you're an incredible candidate for the program, that will knock out both your letter of support from your supervisor and one of your letters of reference. You'll also need a statement of objectives. These can take a number of different forms. I've seen anything from 3 bullet points with a couple of sentences each to 6 pages of statements of objectives. And I'm going to tell you, we will love to read your 6 pages if you want to submit those, but we'll also equally love your 3 bullet points. So be concise, tell us what you need to tell us, and it doesn't have to be too elaborate. We'll also need a copy of your current resume, just so we can kind of track who you are and some of the experiences that you bring to the cohort as we consider your admission. You'll also need to provide your transcripts for any undergraduate or graduate work that you've done. I don't have that listed here, but if you have questions about the transcript process or how to submit those, I'd be happy to visit with you about that as well. So let's talk a little bit about paying for the program. 62% of our students receive some type of tuition reimbursement or assistance from their employers. We've been tracking what that looks like, and it varies from company to company, and the amount that is given also varies from company to company. I can tell you that there's an industry standard right now for kind of what employers are looking at providing for their students who are doing programs like ours. I can also tell you I'm anticipating those to change a little bit as we're in the hiring situation that we're in. So definitely, if you haven't visited with your HR department about that, you'll want to take a look at that. I would also say that only about 2% of our students are currently receiving full tuition reimbursement assistance from their company. So what is more standard is a cap and a certain amount each year. I can work with you to kind of figure out how to maximize that tuition amount if you want to take a few courses before joining a cohort or stretch the program out over time. We've got options. So that would be something great to talk through in an advising appointment. And we'll talk about scheduling one of those in just a few minutes. About 85% of our students are leveraging some kind of state or federal financial assistance, applying and using the FAFSA to get scholarships or student loans, and we can walk you through that process as well. And then finally, we do have a few scholarships that are available on our website. Those are smaller scholarships that will assist, but we don't have one that pays for the full program itself. We also have links to our global campus scholarships that are offered at K-State. Both the College of Agriculture and Global Campus have awarded scholarships to our students pretty regularly. So definitely take a look at those options as well as you're thinking about how you're going to pay for the program. We are an annual tuition program, which means I can tell you what your all-in cost is going to be for 12 of the courses that are in the book, 39 of the credit hours, your use of our distance education software, our thesis work that you'll do with a faculty member and a group, and then all of your textbooks and course notes are included in the price that I can quote to you. And that will not change once you've entered the program. That will be your locked-in price. The costs that are not included in that price would include housing and travel to attend the campus sessions, as well as an elective course. And I want to speak about the elective just a little bit because it is a question that comes up pretty regularly. We really encourage our students to kind of tailor their program to what they want to do their thesis on, and you will likely pick up an elective in year 2 of the program. If you are, for instance, doing a thesis on agritourism, we don't really have good coursework at K-State right now on agritourism, but I know that our friends at Colorado State do. So I'm going to steer you in that direction, and we're going to say, take a look at picking up those courses. Well, their courses are offered at a different price point than ours. And so we're not going to quote you a price for your all-in cost for the program, understanding that you're going to be using them for your elective course. Alternately, if you want to do something in a different area, maybe Harvard is a better place for you to go look for a course. Or if you're wanting to do something with maybe Rice, maybe Louisiana State is a better place for you to go take a look at that elective course. And again, you're going to have a really big price point difference between, say, Harvard and Louisiana State. So we just kind of leave that up to our students and let you all figure out what you want to do from a price point comparison. We can weigh in on courses we know that have been really effective and help you find courses in your area of thesis pursuit. We also have some electives that we offer at K-State that I'll be happy to work with you on, but we want to make sure we're leaving room for you to explore and do what you need to do in that area. So if you do the program on an annual installment, the year 1 tuition is $12,375, year 2 is $12,375, and year 3 is actually $7,210, I believe, right now. We've had to kind of move those around a little bit in how we're looking at those. So keep that in mind. If you are, I should go back just a second and say, if you are using federal financial aid or a different tuition reimbursement like the GI Bill, or you're working with your employer a little bit differently, we are more than happy to bill you on the semester. And we will just be billing you in that case for the coursework that you do each semester. So you'll want to definitely visit with me about what your plans are there, and I will work with you and can give you a semester by semester breakdown for each and every semester that you're in the program with us. So I mentioned that I'd like to talk with you a little bit about the questions that we'd encourage you to ask. I definitely say take a look at what is the track record of success in the program that you're looking at. Where do students and graduates go? A good reputable program should be able to put you in touch with some of the alumni of their program, some of the current students within the FERPA guidelines, to make sure that you are connecting and getting your questions answered. We really encourage you to do that. Find out from those students, what has the time commitment been like? What does that look like for you? How are you juggling all of the areas of life that you're in? And all of our students, as I mentioned, are working full-time, probably working with a family, have some other professional commitments, as well as involved in the community. Ask good questions about what that looks like for folks as you're going through and considering programs. And definitely find out in what formats are the course materials available. If you're doing an online program, there should be some way for you to get those recorded lectures. There should be interaction live with a faculty member. That is best practice. There should also be, if in instances like today, we've got an issue with a Zoom link, there should be a backup plan. Make sure that the courses that you're working with and the programs that you're working with have those things in place. Again, I'd encourage you to ask for someone to talk to someone who's in the program and someone who's graduated the program. Ask those hard questions about what does career progression look like for your graduates? What are the percentages of your students who complete your program? I think that's really important consumer information that you need to have as a student. And then definitely drill down about tuition reimbursement. If you know you're going to be using tuition reimbursement to do this program, what does that look like? What documentation can that program provide you with? And what kind of help and assistance do they provide in that area? If you'd like to have some more information about doing the program, I'd really encourage you to, I'm pulling up my pen so I can show you where to go with that. Definitely take a moment and schedule an advising appointment with me. On our website, on the left-hand drop-down menu, there's this option here, which is schedule an advising appointment. And it will take you directly to my calendar and give you the link of available appointments. You'll notice for this week, that's a pretty sparse because we're here at IFT. So always feel free, if you don't see something that works for you in the advising appointment schedule, reach out by an email or just pick up the phone and give me a call. I'll be happy to connect with you that way. I'm also pretty active on LinkedIn. So if you want to shoot me a message there, just ask for 30 minutes. I'll be more than happy to find a time and block my calendar for you. But if you know that this is the route you want to go out, grab some time. Next week should be pretty open, as well as Friday of this week should be pretty open as well. We also have two other upcoming webinar opportunities. One is July 26th. Dr. Hendricks is going to be visiting with us about the carbon credit markets, along with Micah Cameron Harp. They've just released a couple of really new studies that are really looking at this area. And this is one of the value add pieces that we would really encourage you to take a look at as a student and eventually as an alumni of the program, as well as just a friend and follower. We have a once a month deep dive into an area of interest or a skill set that our students have picked up during the program. I can tell you upcoming this fall, we've had some of our alumni who've been out for a few years asking us to do an Excel refresher for them. So we'll have that material out and ready for them. On August 9th, Sarah Tortella will be doing our informational webinar, very similar to this one. So if you have someone else in your company or your sphere who you think would benefit from doing the MAB program, have them jump on and we'll get them some good information as well. We'd also encourage you to follow us on our social media channels. If you're already not connected on Facebook or Twitter, LinkedIn isn't listed here, but we do have a LinkedIn group as well where our students and alumni are pretty active. It's a good way to get connected, grab 30 minutes of someone's time, find out about the program, and do some connecting and networking there. So we definitely encourage you to join us on those spots as well. And then finally, if you know the MAB program is going to be your fit, the applications are live. We are still taking applications for our August cohort, but that time frame is pretty quickly dwindling. I would say by next Friday, we probably would need to have something in place. But I can help you work through that process pretty quickly and provide some alternatives if you're not able to get a full application in time to join us for the August cohort. Alternately, we do have some rolling admissions, some classes that start later in September and then October, as well as December this year. We have a animal health elective that will roll out in December that is offered every other year. So definitely get some more information about that if you're interested. And here again is our website and our email if you'd like to reach out for some more information. I do want to thank you again for pivoting with me to the additional link today. And I'm going to hang out for a little bit before I head back onto the live trade show floor and just answer any questions you have. Or again, feel free to grab some time with me in an advising appointment or send me an email. I'm going to stop the recording. And like I said, I'll just hang out for just a little bit today to answer some questions. Thanks again for joining us.